Okay, so today I will be starting with enzyme inhibition. So yesterday the last class we had studied certain factors about enzyme kinetics. Now we had seen enzyme activity is affected by many factors: temperature, pH, substrate concentration. Now we are talking about enzyme inhibition. So what is an enzyme inhibition? Enzyme inhibitor, it is defined as a substance which binds with the enzyme and brings about a decrease in catalytic activity of that enzyme. So what do you mean by decrease in catalytic activity? Decrease in catalytic activity means that the amount of product formed per unit time from the substrate, that is reduced. In that time it is reduced. That is known as enzyme inhibition. So basically the inhibitor, it can be an organic compound or inorganic compound, but there are three basically broad categories of inhibition. One is reversible inhibition, irreversible inhibition, and allosteric inhibition. Okay, now we have reversible. What is meant by reversible inhibition? In reversible inhibition, the inhibitor, it binds non-covalently with the enzyme, and the enzyme inhibition can be removed if the inhibitor is removed. So you add the inhibitor, there is an enzyme inhibition, but when you remove the inhibitor, the inhibition is removed. So it is reversible. It is two types. It can be competitive inhibition and it can be non-competitive inhibition. So in a competitive inhibition, this is the active site of the enzyme. This is the active site of the enzyme. This is the active site and this is the enzyme. You have the substrate binds to this region. The substrate binds over. This is the substrate. It comes and it binds over here. But instead of that, this red color inhibitor, it comes and binds. Result, the substrate cannot bind, and so there is a decrease in catalytic activity. A non-competitive inhibitor, it can sometimes, what it does is that this is the active site, but there is another site. So this substrate is supposed to bind over here, but the non-competitive inhibitor comes and binds over here in the another site. This affects the conformation of the active site, and so the enzyme cannot bind to the substrate. So it is inhibiting. Some people call it also allosteric inhibition also. It binds at a site apart from the active site. So in a competitive inhibition, the inhibitor is something which closely resembles the real substrate, and it is called as the substrate analog. The inhibitor competes with the substrate and binds at the active site of the enzyme, but it does not undergo any catalysis. As long as the competitive inhibitor holds the active site, the enzyme is not available for the substrate to bind. During the reaction, enzyme substrate and enzyme inhibitor complex are formed as shown below. Enzyme plus substrate, you know, it forms the enzyme substrate complex, which gives rise to the enzyme plus products. So enzyme plus inhibitor, it gives rise to the enzyme inhibitor complex, and when it gives rise to the inhibitor complex, there is no product formed. So this is how the competitive inhibition works, inhibitor works. So what happens is that the relative concentration of the substrate and inhibitor and the respective affinity with the enzyme determines the degree of competitive inhibition. The inhibition could be overcome by high substrate concentration. You give more substrate, then the substrate will overpower the inhibitor. So let us look at the picture, what happens. So effect of competitive inhibitor. So this is the blue color line which goes. This is the normal Michaelis-Menten curve which is taking place. But when you give a inhibitor, you see the Km shifts more towards the right. The Km goes more towards this direction. This means that the affinity has reduced because you have an inhibitor. The Vmax remains the same, but you need to give more substrate. This Km is the substrate concentration at which half of Vmax is reached. So you need to give more substrate to get half of Vmax. Increasing substrate concentration increases the reaction velocity. So in the Lineweaver-Works double reciprocal plot, this is the plot for the normal line. So this becomes like this. Then in the case of irreversible inhibition, that's a chemical change which takes place. The enzyme is, you cannot reverse it back. You see that the Vmax changes. The normal is blue line which is coming over here. The Vmax itself changes. That means the enzyme is damaged. The Vmax reduces, Km reduces, even though increasing it doesn't happen. So you see that the two Vmaxes are separate, different in the Lineweaver spark. The Vmaxes are separate, different when you use a non-competitive inhibitor. So let us go to allosteric inhibition. The most famous allosteric inhibition you can have is the allosteric inhibition of fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase by presence of ATP. If there is lot of ATP, fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase in glycolysis, it is inhibited. So this is how enzyme, the most famous allosteric inhibition takes place. Then you have coenzymes. I had explained what a coenzyme is. The non-protein organic low molecular weight and dialysable substance associated with enzyme is known as coenzyme. It is non-protein, it is organic, it has got a low molecular weight and you can dialyze it out. So the binding is a non-covalent binding, a coenzyme. Sometimes people call it like calcium, magnesium, manganese, they are inorganic cofactors. So holozyme is made up of apozyme and a non-protein part known as coenzyme. So coenzyme is non-protein part. So these are some examples which are given. So what do coenzyme, how do enzymes work? Effect of enzyme on activation energy of a reaction. So let us talk in terms of thermodynamics. So this is energy, free energy of a compound. This is the product, substrate, and B is the product. The energy of B is the product. So this reaction is A giving rise to B, that is the product. So A to B. Now what happens is that any reaction to take place, there is an energy barrier, there is a mountain. You have to give this much energy, only then it can tip and come over here. And A is in a higher energy state, B is in a lower energy state. That is when glucose 6-phosphate is broken down to glucose. So you have energy is released. ATP is broken down into ADP plus PI. ADP is automatically hydrolyzed into ADP plus PI. ATP hydrolyzed into ATP plus PI. So this equation The say for example this is ATP and this is B is ADP. ATP has got higher energy, so but still there is a little bit of amount of energy is needed to be given, and that takes it down, and you have this much amount of energy released. Now when B wants to become A, you have to give this much amount of energy, otherwise it will not take. So what does an energy do? It reduces this activation energy. This is the function of energy. Does enzyme doesn't do anything else. It only reduces this activation energy needed. That's all. So lock and key and induced fit model. These are the famous things which you have heard. That lock and key is that the enzyme is a lock, enzyme is the key, and you have the substrate is a lock. The substrate enzyme fits, lock and key will take place, and then this conformation changes and the product is formed. And induced fit is that the substrate will adapt according to the shape of the enzyme. So this is the difference between lock and key mechanism and induced fit mechanism. So you don't need to read all these things. That's it. This ends the enzyme chapter. Now if you people have got questions, please do ask me those questions, because I will not take on online. I don't take long classes, because there are many reasons for not taking long classes on online. There is a data usage and everything is there, and because of that reason I don't take long online classes. And so if you people have got any questions, please do feel free to ask. কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে? জিজ্ঞেস করো।
আচ্ছা স্যার, এর মধ্যে ইনহিবিশনের মধ্যে কম্পিটিটিভ আর নন কম্পিটিটিভ ইনহিবিশনটা তো মেইন না, মানে
হ্যাঁ
ওর
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
মধ্যে
হ্যাঁ
আর
হ্যাঁ
লক এন্ড কি মেকানিজম।
তোমার ইনহিবিশনটা ইনহিবিশনের মধ্যে, কিন্তু আগের দিনের সব ওইগুলো পুরোটাই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আমি তোমাদের পাঠিয়ে দেবো ছোট ছোট ভিডিও। আমি তো ম্যাক্সিমাম তুমি দেখো এফেক্টিভলি 10 কি 15 মিনিটের আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ক্লাসটা নিই। তোমাদের কিন্তু বেশিক্ষণ থাকতে হয় না। আমি তোমরা এই যে ভিডিওটা যেটা বললাম, তোমরা বারবার ইউটিউবে দেখো, তোমাদের কোনো অসুবিধে, তখন যদি কোয়েশ্চেন আসে তখন জিজ্ঞেস করো, তখন একদিন আমি ভালো করে বুঝিয়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে, ওটা নিয়ে চিন্তা করো না। তো আমি লম্বা লম্বা খুব একটা টানি না, তাই জন্য এইটুকুর জন্যে তোমাদের অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স এত লো হয়। এটা কেন? আমি কি আর লম্বা সেই ক্লাস শুরু করলাম তো আর শেষ করছি না। আমি ছোট ছোট ক্লাস নিচ্ছি যাতে তোমাদের মনটাও থাকে, কেন জানি 10-15 মিনিটের বেশি রাত্রিরের দিকে মন থাকে না। ঠিক আছে, তো তোমরা অত চিন্তা ফিন্তা করো না। তো যাই হোক, তো আমি তাহলে আজকে এই ক্লাসটা এবারে আস্তে আস্তে এই অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা একটা আমি ঠিক করে তোমাদের পড়ুক, তারপরে আমি তোমাদের এটা বন্ধ করছি। হ্যাঁ, আজকে দেখাচ্ছে কজন? 27 জনকে দেখাচ্ছে, আমাকে বাদ দিয়ে 26 জন। ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, ওকে।